Commissioner Seuss.
We had a nice meeting with the Planning Commission last week, and one of the things that I had mentioned at that meeting was that I have some concerns with Section 154.004-5, which is essentially the section which allows the Zoning Board of Appeals to allow the non-conforming uses that, allow someone to redevelop the property if it's more conforming, but still allow for those non-conforming discrepancies. And so my concern about the language is I feel that it allows for a lot of change to happen with a neighborhood without much coming to the City Commission, and I feel that as the board that is directly accountable to the people, I feel that maybe we need to look at the language again and see if there are ways that we can amend it so that it's a little more transparent and we're a little bit more accountable for what happens as a result or what kind of changes occur. So in that vein, I would like to try to have, like to ask Nancy and ask the other commissioners if we could possibly have a work session on that ordinance sometime here within the next few weeks.
Commissioner Lang?
I know that we received a legal opinion a few years ago from our attorney, Mr. Smith, when this related issue came up, an issue also related to that particular section. And I do remember that in that memo, Mr. Smith indicated that while you could have that provision in a zoning ordinance, it was highly unusual, and that he was not aware of other communities that had the same language. And perhaps one of the things we can do is find that opinion, which I know I have a copy of somewhere.
What I would suggest, instead of us scheduling a work session or referring it, is to let us do some research into it and come back to you with what your options are available of how best to address the concern.
That makes sense. I think if we're going to send something to the Planning Commission, we should probably I still think we should come up with some idea of what kind of changes we'd like to see or what they should be looking at, as opposed to just referring it without much direction.
I think I would agree with Commissioner Seuss that if we're going to refer it back rather than saying kind of dump it on them, that we come to them with a clear understanding of why we're referring it to them for review.